everybody. It's Wednesday and it's Let's Talk time, and I apologise for not being live with you today, but like I explained last week, it's my daughter's graduation at 8 o'clock. We are going to be celebrating her success with her degree, so this is, as you can see, pre-recorded. Okay, so today it's Let's Talk and it's about M for motivation or movement or mobility, or depending where you're at, it might be motionless. But that's what we're trying to move away from, being motionless to being motivated, mobile, moving forwards in our life. And a lot of people worry that they're not moving forwards all of the time. And we all go through periods where we feel as if we're stagnant, and that's okay, because sometimes we need to have some quiet time, some still time, to be able to reflect where we are at the moment, to reflect on our journey so far, and to start thinking about our next baby steps forward, so that we can move in the right direction, so that we can progress in the way that we want to progress. Okay, so it's okay to be stable, or stagnant is perhaps for a longer period of time, but a little bit stable, a little bit motionless for a little while, so that you can be in a better position, so that you can move forward to the place that you want to be. Okay, so this is where, people say to me, well, how do you know when it's the right time to move forwards? Well, you will just know that. This is about listening to yourself, listening to what's going on in your heart, listening to what's going on in your head, and then you will know it's the right time to move forward. But also it's about having courage to move forwards as well, because to move forwards, it creates change, it creates different mindset, and that can be frightening, especially if you've been stagnant for a long while, or in your doldrums for a long while. It can be frightening. So it is about having courage to be able to move forwards, so that you can progress how that you want to progress. Okay, so some people say to me, well, how come other people are changing and I'm not? Well, that is the thing about comparisons that we were talking about last week rather, and realistic perception. Perhaps they've been through their stagnant period or their stable period, and they've started to work out what they need to do to move forward, and that's why they feel they're changing. And just because you feel that you're not changing, you are actually, because you are mulling things over, you are reflecting, and so there are changes going on, but they might be so small that you don't actually recognise them. And this is where the realistic perception that we talked about last week comes in, because it'll make you more aware of where you're at, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what your behaviours are like, what you're listening to, so that you're in a better position to move forwards. Okay, now I don't know whether you've been watching Wimbledon, and I have, a bit of a Wimbledon fan, but last week some of the commentators were talking about people like Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, and they have had times when they've really struggled, and they were talking about how do these great sportsmen who have had a time of huge injury and they've really struggled, or they haven't been winning their competitions, how do they come back with the fire in their belly? Well, this is about realistic perception. This is about getting to understand themselves, understanding what the problems have been, understanding where they really want to be, creating a great vision for themselves, so that they will get that fire back get that fire that's in their belly really burning, get that vision really, really clear so that they can come back and they can win and succeed and get back to the top of their game again. And I know that we're living our life a very different way to them, to all these sportsmen and sportswomen. We mustn't forget the sportswomen as well. You know, they are, you could say they're in a different league, but it's still the same process, okay? You know, it's still the same process of finding your vision, finding your energy levels, finding your enthusiasm, finding your commitment, and what will make you more enthusiastic, what will give you that fire in that belly again so that you can move forwards. Is it that if you move forwards you will get something more of what you've already got? Okay, perhaps it'll be about getting more happiness in your life, getting more success in your business. Perhaps it's about getting stronger and more meaningful relationships. Perhaps it's about loving yourself better. Because when we're motionless, when we feel as if we're stagnant, when we're in the bottom of our doldrums, it can feel as if we don't love ourselves any longer. And that is a frightening place to be. All right. So this is about how you can get that motion going so that you can start moving forwards. Okay. So when we looked at O, for observing that feelings, we looked at a chart, didn't we? And we looked at grading the feelings. All right, now what I want you to do is to start thinking about the good feelings, because if you always look at the negative, you're only going to see the negative. So to get that movement, to get that motion, to get that mobility going, I want you to do exactly the same thing, but about the great things, the good feelings, because they are the ones that are going to really drive you forwards. Yes, you don't want those negative feelings, and so you want to be moving away from those, but also you want to be gaining better, clearer, stronger feelings that make you feel good, make you feel happy, make you feel successful. Okay, make you feel and show you that you are winning your game. Okay, just like in the tennis or the Grand Prix, you know, or the golf, because the golf is out at the moment as well on the telly, isn't it? What is showing you that you are doing well? Okay, and they might not be big things. They might be only tiny little things like, actually, just for about 5 minutes, I felt really good today. And how did that good feel? So you rate it out of 100. 100 is absolutely awesome, absolutely fantastic. Okay, and then write down the behaviour that you gained from that feeling. Okay, so it might be that you went and hugged somebody, or you phoned somebody up, or you did something that you've been putting off for ages, because it's amazing when we feel good how much more motivated we are to get on with what we need to be doing to move forwards. Okay, so when you've done that, okay, it's about also remembering those things. So it's about doing your gratitude at the end of the day. All right, it's only going to take you a few minutes. We spend so much time putting off things that we should be doing, and you know, we probably spend more time procrastinating and putting things off than it actually takes the job to do. But some of these little tools and techniques I'm asking you to do, they don't take very long, and they are really, really important in helping you move forward. So your gratitude is about what went well today. Okay, and it doesn't have to be big things. And a lot of the time, it's the tiny little things in our life. Yes, we shouldn't take our loved ones for granted, our health for granted, the home we live in, our job, all of those sorts of things. We should not take those for granted. But it's also about the little things. So for me, quite often that pops up is the sun shining. That's a big thing for me. The birds are singing. All right, those are some of the little things that really drive me to move forwards. And they might be for you. It might be something like somebody you've never spoken to at work smiled at you for the first time, you know. And so these are the things that are really, really important. Okay? So record what went well. Record the good feelings. Okay? Because the more we see and hear and recognise the good things, the things that we like, the things that make ourselves happy, the more we're going to notice them. Okay, and this is about focus. This is about laws of attraction that you might have heard about that are really, really important. So it's about helping your mindset to see and focus on the positive rather than focusing on the negative. And then gradually, if you're in that doldrum or you're on that pinnacle of dropping off the edge, okay, seeing the positive, seeing the good, understanding the good feelings that you're feeling will help change that curve. So it'll start to help you come out of that doldrum so that you're starting to want to take action, to continue to make things better for yourself. Okay, and if you're at the pinnacle of the dropping off the edge, it will help you to turn around and go back to the better side of that pinnacle, where you're going to start feeling a lot more stable, a lot more balanced, a lot happier, a lot more content, a lot more filled, and a lot more feeling like your normal self. Okay, because this is what we're trying to achieve, to feel normal when life is on the edge for you. Okay, so it'll be all back to normal next Wednesday, and we're going to be looking at A for accountability. All right, so I'll have some little tips and techniques for you again, and have a great week. If you've got any questions or you want to have a 20-minute phone conversation with me to go over any of these things, then all you have to do is send me a personal message or send me a message through my website on www.kathlloyd.co.uk. And I'm going to love you and leave you now. Have a great evening, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye-bye.